Hello again everyone, Age of June here, and we are back casting another League of Legends game, high elo of course. This one is Gold, Diamond, and Platinum from last season. Obviously they are quite a bit above that this season, but this was another featured game actually. It's not one of the games in which I go for a specific person, so I don't know any of these people, and that's kind of cool. I did look at the champions, however, and I chose it based on, in this case, Nami is one. I've been seeing more and more of her, and I kind of like it. She's pretty interesting to watch, so I decided to go ahead and do that. And then, of course, there's Vayne, who I also kind of enjoy and would like to be able to play her better. So, decided to go ahead and cast this one. Hopefully it'll be an interesting one for us. I actually tried to cast a PvE game, but apparently I'm going to need to install the PvE client for that, because when I tried to do it, it just crashed because I was missing some of the assets for Aatrox. That's actually why I wanted to do it, so that I can show you guys Aatrox. Maybe have that uploaded off at a different time or something. Do regular casts on some regular games and then periodically have some PvE patches. So I'm not going to throw that off the table yet. I may end up installing the PvE, but for now, we'll just stick with the regular games. Also, I'm sure you probably noticed as soon as you got into this that I do sound different. I got a new microphone as of 2 days ago, installed it yesterday, and I'm pretty happy with how it sounds. I am no longer using my headset for the input, and am instead using that device for the input. And it sounds great, and hopefully you guys will agree, and hopefully it'll just stay that way. It's not so close to my face and everything, and it's like a professional quality microphone. So hopefully it'll be worth it. Wow. Already Kayle versus Kennen. Kennen's going down. Sorry. I want to see what happened there. Farther back. There we go. Okay, yeah, so they were just trading up here, and then she ignited, and that's when he knew I'm dead. He thought he was going to be fine up until then. But no. So Jarvan's coming in for a gank over here. Ooh. She's very, very susceptible as well. Oh, she did flash, though, and she did escape that with no problem. Alright, so while it's a nice little calm period, let's go ahead and take a look at the players. We've got Kayle top, played by DVS Shepherd. That one might be in a team, I'm not sure. The DVS, usually when you have something like that at the front, it implies that they're part of a team specifically, but I don't recognize DVS, so it's probably not one that made it to the LCS. But hey, the Kayle is going to be against Kennen here, played by Master Thief 1? Or I'm not sure which. Nice little battle here. There we go. Okay. Diana's thinking about coming in for a gank on Katarina, which I don't really blame her, because you don't want Katarina getting fed. If Katarina gets fed to late game or doesn't get shut down, then she's a very, very big danger. So she's going in. I don't think she's really going to do too much. She did do a little damage, but nothing big. Actually, no, that was pretty big damage thanks to the stun there from Anivia. So she's going to pot up, but I think she'll be fine. Alright. What's happening there? Jarvan's wanting to come in for another gank. No, he's going to... I don't know what he's going to do. Okay, so mid lane, we've got Anivia, of course, played by salaame. Or salaame? I think salaame. Versus Katarina, played by Dean. Down bottom. Oh, wait. He is going in for another gank. Did pop her up. She is under her tower pretty much, though, so she's going to be fine. She was able to do a little damage to him, but nothing big. Neither person died. Alright, down bottom, we've got Vayne, played by Vayne Bot GG. Versus Ezreal, played by Phoeix. Not Phoeix. Phoeix? 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 Yeah, okay. The support for the blue team is Lulu, BoatsAnHoes, versus Nami, played by Dime. Engagement there. I think Vayne might actually end up going down to this. Oh, she dodged that Q. She is going to be fine because she popped her barrier as well. Oh no! She she went too far away, so now she had to use her flash there. Ezreal's really low, Nami's really low, everybody's really low. Everybody's gonna have to go back. It looks like Ezreal and Nami are gonna stick it out though. I guess it makes sense because they could probably... They couldn't really dive it because they would lose their lives doing it, but I guess if they wanted to, they could. They would just... I don't think it'd be worth it. But finally, we've got the junglers, Diana, played by Lordzalor, or Lordzalor, versus Jarvan IV, played by MEIFU. All these people with caps names. I'm morally obligated to yell their names, you know. I mean, if their names are in caps, I have to yell it. Oh my. Katarina was thinking about coming up for a gank, but she actually saw Diana there, which gave Kayle a warning as well. So, she's gonna fall back. Can't say I blame her. And that was just really good timing by the Katarina, or just really lucky timing, really. But even without that, this ward was here. So I think it would have picked Diana up either way as she was circling around. But she might have been able to get in and at least do some damage had it not been for that Katarina scout. Okay. So Lulu actually pink warded this bush. Makes it really easy for Diana to come around for a gank that way. And looks like there was a ping on the midline turret. I'm not sure what's going on. Oh no! Oh no! Support war! Okay, so they both pink warded it, and now both of their pink wards are gone. There is the Nami bubble hit both of them. Jarvan came in for a gank. Vayne's gonna go down. Bye, Vayne. And Lulu escaped this. That little double, that was kind of funny. They were trying to take down the ward before Nami would be able to, but unfortunately it didn't happen, and it ended up baiting them into a very nasty engagement there. And really, they didn't know about Jarvan being there, but ended up resulting in their death because of it. Kayle is doing a lot of damage. She's already 7, whereas Kennen is only 5. Ah. He did go ahead and ignite her, but she's going to be fine. She's probably going to go back, though. She did ward this as well, just so that she would know when the blue buff was there. And I have a feeling there's probably going to be an invade of some sort to try to take that blue buff and not give it to Anivia. Diana is picked up by this ward, and I have a feeling we're going to see Jarvan and the Katarina head over here quite quickly. Yes, they are indeed heading over here. Okay. I think he was going to try to go over this wall, but he completely missed it and just kind of hit it to there instead, so that was a no-go. He might also have been planning to ulti over the wall. I'm not sure. I don't know what the range on that is, and I don't think I can get it from here. No. Ooh. She is being hurt, though. Diana's chasing her down, but I think she's going to escape. Then Jarvan's coming up from behind. There's the flash from Diana. Not going to happen. Jarvan's going in on the Kennen, and now the Kennen goes ahead and ultis, but the Katarina comes in. The interrupt comes out from Diana, but it wasn't quite enough. And Katarina just got a double kill there. Ouch. They really wanted that Kayle, and it just ended up baiting them into death. But Anivia is taking the time to press it to the tower and go ahead and get a little bit of damage on the tower, but she's going to go ahead and fall back now. Probably going to go and get wraiths here, or just stand in the lane. Okay, whatever. So, I am curious to see what's going to happen, because Katarina's pretty nasty late game, but if Vayne makes it to late game, I think the blue team would win. So, we'll have to see exactly how that ends up going out. As of right now, it's not looking good for the blue team. But again, if Vayne gets fed or just doesn't get completely 100%, did she just jump into that queue? I think she did. If she doesn't get completely shut down, then she could end up carrying the game later. Vayne Bot GG could end up being true. She is forced to go ahead and go to double golems due to the fact that they are as powerful as they are. She's kind of scared to go out there alone, and now she's going to go ahead and get farm from this. Diana is here for a gank. The purple, I think she's seen though, right? On the purple team, yeah, they know she's here. But Nami is still sticking around. Okay, they're getting ready to gank this because Jarvan is there as well. She's coming in. Vayne is coming in. The bubble almost hit Diana. Diana says nope, and ulti to a minion, and that was the end of that. That's good. Put it back to all. Okay. So, they were actually ready for that counter gank. Jarvan was just sitting there waiting to come in as soon as he wanted. As soon as they were ready. But, didn't end up happening. Oh, there's another one here. Looks like Diana is going in again. Ezreal did flash out of that though, so he's going to be fine. There's the Ezreal ulti, hit Vayne and Diana. And Jarvan looks like he wants to counter jungle, but there's not really anything to counter jungle. Diana just cleared everything, so no free jungle for you. And Jarvan was caught by Anivia, or seen by Anivia, so she backed off as soon as she needed to. Ezreal went back, so he went back. He is going for blue Ezreal, as you can see here. He's got Tear the Goddess, he's got a Spirit Stone, and I'm feeling the next item we'll see, based on the long swords here, is the Spirit of the Golem, or the Lizard. Spirit of the Elder Lizard, that's what it is. So, that's a fairly common build these days. The only problem with it is that it has a really, really slow early game. As of right now, the Tear gives no damage, the Spirit Stone gives no damage, he's got no damage, whereas the Vayne is slowly working on her damage. And honestly, well, they say that you want to go for it if you want to go for it. The best time to do it is when you are ahead. And to be fair, they are ahead right now, but I'm not sure if they're far enough ahead to count for this. So they might want to be careful. Kayle is quite stuck here. She's trying to get out, but she's not going to happen. She does use her ulti. I don't think she has flash. She did go down, but Katarina is just ripping through everything, and that is a double kill for Kayle. So again, the Kayle being there just completely baited the enemy into a very bad position. That Kayle is very good bait. I will say that. She is being very good bait. And her team has really good follow-up. They are really working together as a team. If one of them is caught out of position, the other ones are already on their way over there to save them. And we've seen this multiple times so far this game. That is exactly the way you want it to be. It is quite rare for solo queue. You're not usually going to see something like that, but when it does happen, it's great and it feels good. Oh, bubble! But they're not going to be able to do anything on it. The tower was going in on the Lulu there, but they were not able to capitalize on that bubble because these guys are so far back under their tower. They are doing a decent amount of damage to this tower though, so Vayne and Lulu are having to be fairly cautious. They're not really able to get the CS here. And there we go. Okay. So she's not doing too bad. If we look at the CS, she's at 76 versus 106. Oh, there is the ulti taking down, or hitting that Lulu. She's going to have to go back now. And it is going to be Vayne at her tower. Oh yeah, she just needs to come out. You can't get double goals like this. So, they're down there. It's still pressed to the tower. The Nami did go back though, so I think they're going to be fine. And Ezreal is going back as well. He was picked up by that ward, so I think Vayne was about to go in on him. But he saw her coming, so he took off. Probably a good idea. As of right now, it is just the 80 carries versus each other, though. I think she has more damage than him, yeah? 109 versus 118. No, she's actually behind him in damage, which is kind of surprising to me. I guess the Doran's and the double longswords what really doing it. So she really needs to get some items soon. Kayle is yet again going in on this Kennen. He is not able to do anything. She just took it down. Took that tower down. So he's trying to farm up to the best of his abilities. Is he AP Kennen? It looks like he is. Actually, I don't know. It looks like he's going for some sort of a dual Kennen because he does have a Doran's Blade, but he's also got the Hex Tech Revolver, which is ability power. So I'm not sure what he's going. Ezreal's really low here. He does go down to the Diana. Let's rewind that. I want to see the whole thing. Okay. So there's Diana coming in. There are no wards here to catch her. So she is going to be able to come in for free. Lulu is way back there though, so she's not going to be able to assist on this. But don't think the Diana was caught there. Obviously not, because they are still pressing. So she is actually waiting for the Lulu to come in. There's the Nami ulti going in on Vayne. Vayne is punting that Ezreal back into the wall. In comes the Diana. And we did see her flash and take down the Ezreal very quickly after. The Lulu is being attacked by the Vayne. There is the death of Ezreal. Boom. And the Nami goes down shortly after, would be my guess. They do go ahead and dive it, and yes, Vayne gets the kill for that one. So she's getting money now, and that is a terrible thing for the purple team. Kayle is yet again continuing to push against this poor Kennen, and he is just completely shut down by her. Kayle is nasty. I can't play Kayle. I have tried playing Kayle. may just be the fact that I've tried playing her in ARAMs or something. I don't know. But I have never been able to get her to work right because, for one, her range is so small. So anytime I try to do anything, well, for one thing, the games I had, the enemies or the allies kind of took off and ran away. That's really not a good thing. Ooh, that ward does pick up Jarvan, so they do know to fall back there. So, but even with that, in the hands of a really good Kayle player, she can just rip everything to shreds. But I am not a skilled Kayle player, so in my hands I rip myself to shreds. The purple team is going in on this dragon. There are no wards. Now there's a ward here, so the blue team knows it. Diana looks like she's ready to come in and try to steal it if possible. She is not going to be able to do it though, no. She was hoping. And Kennen had to go back, so Kayle is working on yet another of his towers, and she is just ripping these towers to pieces and pushing like crazy. And she just pinged, hey, Kennen MIA, and Kennen is actually just sitting in the fountain. I hope he didn't just decide to AFK, because I really hate that. I know you're getting shut down, but it's really quite useless to AFK. Come on, people. Don't AFK. You could just be waiting for money for an item, though. So let's see. How much money does he have? He's got 880, so no, he wasn't waiting. Well, he might have just bought something. I don't know. But he is back either way, so no, he was not AFK. Vayne is going in with the Diana here. They are going to go ahead and take down this Nami. The Nami ulti comes over. She goes down. Jarvan came in as well, going in on the Vayne. Vayne has the Lulu ulti on it, and there is the Lulu transmorph there. So Vayne is getting really low. The Ezreal might end up taking her down. The Ezreal does take her down. Ezreal also took down the Diana, so he just got triple kill. That is not a good sign for them. But at the same time, Vayne just got a decent number. Another kill there and another assist. So she's currently 2-2-2 and getting quite a bit more fed. She's working on her Blade of the Ruined King. And if she gets that, she's going to be a whole lot more dangerous. And Ezreal actually has his Mana Immune now, so he does have that damage from Mana Immune, which is great for him. And it's going to charge up fairly quickly. You see, with every auto attack, he gets more. I believe. Yeah. Yeah, for every basic attack, spellcast, and mana expenditure. So yeah, that will climb fairly quickly. Oh, Kayle just went down to Anivia. Interesting. Okay, so I saw Anivia sneaking up here, but I didn't think she was going to really do anything. But she is. She's going around, and there we go. She's going in. Gonna go ahead, chase the Kayle down to some extent. There's the speed buff from Kayle. The wall from Anivia, though. There's that. She does land the stun there on the Kayle. The Kayle is now trying to escape. She does slow the Anivia, but there is the ulti followed immediately after by that massive, massive ice shard, which just completely takes down the Kayle. The ulti was enough to chill her, and that got her dead. So nice played by the Anivia there. That was a very good wall there, just completely blocking that Kayle off, so she had to go backwards and around. So very nice by her. That is Kayle's second death, actually. She is now 2-2-1, and poor Kennen is 1-3-1. So, Nami looks like has actually cycled to mid and is helping Katarina push. I'm not sure why, as this tower is gone. Okay, it looks like they were just pushing it so they could go elsewhere. She's going to go ahead and go back down bot. I guess it kind of makes sense. She was just trying to get some XP from that before she goes down bot. She couldn't get too far extended down bot because Ezreal wasn't there. So Vayne went ahead. She does have her Blade of the Ruined King now. She did just buy it. So I think that's, yeah, she went ahead, farmed up the minions here, went back and bought that item. So she's going to be a bit more dangerous now. She's still not quite as dangerous as she can be late game. She needs, I believe, Phantom Dancer and probably Infinity Edge for that. But if she gets those three items, she just starts ripping everything up. So we'll have to see if that ends up happening. Ezreal just jumped over that wall, but Diana was there. He got punted into the wall by Vayne, and he just melted there. That was not a good move on his part. I don't think he knew Diana was there. He was going to go ahead and try to take down the Vayne alone. But the one he punted, he jumped over to here, which puts him on the just between Vayne and a wall, which is a terrible idea. You never want to be between Vayne and a wall because you will die. And that's exactly what happened. Oh, that wall almost blocked her off, but it was not quite enough. But yeah, he got punted into that wall, and that was the end of him. So he did end up dying. There's a couple pings there on Kayle saying, hey, it just, actually no, they don't see her. But she just took the blue buff there. Kennen is out of position now. She's going to go in on him. She does land me slow. He's going to go ahead and use his ulti on her. Try to stun her so he can get away. He does land the stun. Now he's going to, oh, he still died. He was going to try to lightning ball out, but it did not end up happening. Now, Vayne is being attacked by the Nami there, and Katarina as well. There's the speed buff from Nami. They are going in on the Lulu. Vayne punted them back to try to save Lulu, but it did not end up happening. So now she's just going to wait here. Even if she had stuck around to try to save her even more, she would have died because Jarvan was coming up from behind. So it is definitely a good thing that she did not stick around. She's going to go ahead and go back, and I don't really blame her. She knew that there was quite a bit coming, and she just actually barely escaped that. There is what happened? Okay. We saw this earlier, and there's a nice little engagement. Took down the Kennen there, and Diana is there to defend that tower, and Anivia, it looks like, is headed over, but she is going to be picked up by the ward this time. So I think that's what just happened there. She is picked up by the ward, and now Kayle is just ready and waiting for the Anivia. There will be no sneak attack this time. So there we go. She does go ahead and try to get that. She missed her stun. Well, actually, she didn't miss her stun. She was using it to clear that wave. But now the Kayle is going in on the Anivia. There is the wall again. And oh, the ulti comes out from Kayle, which allows her to go ahead and take down that Anivia. The Anivia goes down. Diana's now going in on the Kayle. I think that the Kayle will... Oh, yeah, the Kayle does end up going down for that. But they are going to lose a tower in the meantime. So it was 1-for-1 and a tower, which is not really worth it in this case. But it's better than 1-for-0 and a tower. So... they're still not too far behind, honestly. They are 8k in gold behind, but kill-wise, they're still fairly close. So, a lot of times in solo queue games and everything, that's about all you'll see. You see people look at the kill-death ratio, and if it's not too far behind, they don't tend to give up hope nearly as much as if the kill-death ratio is really far apart. Which is always interesting because... you can have games where you're actually ahead of them in gold, but your team says it's over because, you know, you're way behind in full death. So they just kind of freak out. Who did that go to? It went to, okay, it went to the Diana there. I think she was trying to give it to Vayne. Actually, no, it went to Vayne. All right, excellent. So that did end up going to Vayne. Amazing. So yeah, you will have some games where the kill-death ratio looks terrifying, but you've got a whole bunch of the towers and your team still says, you know, it's over because they're so far ahead of us. And admittedly, those ones are fairly rare, but they're really frustrating when they do occur. You know you're fine, but your teammates say, nope. Katarina is going in on this Lulu. Lulu used her speed buff, and she's going to go ahead and slow down the Katarina. There is the Katarina ulti, but the Lulu ulti countered that. The Diana was able to take down the Katarina. There's the flash from the Nami. Nami goes down to Anivia. Now Kayle, Jarvan, and Ezreal are here. They're going in on Vayne. Vayne did get out of that with her buff, but she does go down to that. So down goes Vayne to Ezreal. The Jarvan takes down the Kennen, and now Anivia's trying to do anything, but there's her passive, and she is going to die. So that was a 4-for-2. Not really worth it for the blue team. It started out well, but again, the purple team just has really good backup. If 1 or 2 get caught out, the rest of the team is going to be there soon. They just work really well together. Almost seems like they are on some sort of Skype, but it is solo. That is not happening. Always really great when your team is that way, and it always really stinks when the enemy team's that way. Because it just seems like no matter what you do, you catch somebody out of position, and it doesn't matter because they deserve to be destroyed. So the Ezreal is being attacked by the Diana, but Diana is not nearly fed enough to be able to take down the Ezreal. She does end up going down. Now the Lulu actually did come in to go ahead and finish him off, so he does end up dying. Which is kind of funny. Lulu ends up getting the kill there. Alright, so Vayne and Kennen are both mid to go ahead and defend this. And they are indeed defending it. Nami, it looks like, is warding up the jungle, always a good idea. And Katarina, I don't know what she's doing. She's just roaming around, also warding up. Probably going to go ahead and try to help push down here. The purple team just pinged here, and I have no idea why. But they did ping here, and I know why, because their wards are picking up the Vayne, and they are wanting to go in on her. The Katarina is waiting. She does go ahead and jump to the Vayne. Vayne punches her into the wall. But in comes the Kayle, so down goes the Vayne to that Katarina ulti. Which means her cooldown of that is far shorter than it was before. The Anivia got caught by the Nami bubble there, but the wall was able to keep her safe because they couldn't get to her from there. So she's going to go ahead and go back. I guess she's got gold for another item. She definitely isn't having any problem with health at the moment. But she probably does have another item coming in. Nope, nope, she's just faking me out. She's not going back. I've noticed people do that a lot. I don't know if it's just, you know, for the fun of it or what. Happens quite a bit. There is the Diana. She did land her, what is it, Crescent Strike? Yeah, Crescent Strike on the Ezreal and went in on him. Oh no, everybody's going back at the same time. This is a terrible decision. And now Anivia wisely says, hey, that's a terrible idea, and stuck around. Otherwise it would have been Lulu against the world, and that's never a fun thing. Not at all. Blue team just pinged their blue buff, but they've got to be careful getting it. The purple team is over here, so now would be an excellent time. Jarvan is going to go ahead and go in on it. He is indeed. This ward is going to pick Anivia up. She does go ahead and stun him, and now she's trying to get that blue buff. But she's got to be careful. Diana's here, though, so Jarvan is going to go ahead and run away, and down goes the blue buff to Diana, actually. So there is no blue buff for Anivia, which is terrible news. I don't really blame them in this case. It really is better going to Diana than to Jarvan, but still really painful for the Anivia there, because that ulti just sucks down mana so bad. Nice attempt at a bubble there by the Nami. Now we're seeing pretty much an ARAM mode. Everybody seems to be all mid, but again, it's not all red. But still, you know what I mean. Alright, so Baron is up. Eventually we're going to see people start heading over there, but as of right now, it's still a little too early for that. The blue team is just trying to defend this tower mid, whereas the purple team is just trying to pressure this tower mid. And there is another ping on the tower there. And Nivea's getting low on mana, so she's going to go ahead and go back. No, she's just faking it again. She's been doing that a lot. Okay, so the purple team is just kind of roaming around here, trying to do something. Cat is split pushing down bottom, and now these minions are going in on this tower, so somebody needs to go down and defend it. The Kennen just got hit by that Kayle, and there's still just a lot of pressure here. Now the Jarvan went ahead and dove this. Diana's going in, trying to do as much damage as she can. The Nami was able to take down the Kennen. Katarina was able to take down the Diana. There is the wall there from Anivia. But it was not quite enough to do anything. The stun comes out. They do take down this turret, no problem. And now Anivia is the only one here. They are going to go ahead and turn that her as well. There's her passive pop. She's going to die again. And Lulu was actually able to take down the Kayle. It's kind of funny. So Vayne's coming in now. She's going to go ahead and go in on the Katarina there. Katarina does go down, which is kind of funny because she's way far away, but the auto attack was already in the air. So now Vayne's going to go ahead and go in on the Nami. I don't think she's going to be able to get her, no. She does flash out of that. Lulu is now in a little bit of trouble. Ezreal decided to stick around, be a bit greedy, so he's going to fall down for that. And now I have a feeling Nami might end up going down to Vayne. Yes, the Vayne does go ahead and flash. And there we go. Down goes the Nami. Now Vayne is going in on Jarvan. I don't think Jarvan will go down. He's a bit too tanky for that. But she was able to get 3 kills out of that, which is definitely a move in the right direction for the blue team, as it does get Vayne a lot more fed than she was before. Take a look at the gold now. She's currently holding 1,600 gold, which is not bad at all, and it looks like she's going to go ahead and try to push this turret down. Just farming up these minions and taking down the turret if possible. Whereas for the purple team, there is the ping for the Baron. As I mentioned a little while ago, usually around now is when you start seeing teams start to think about the Baron, because they can actually take him. So Kayle was able to get there just in time to push the Vayne off, so the Vayne will not be taking down that turret. There are no turrets down on the purple team side, which is not good news for the blue team. They need to get some turrets down. That global gold is awesome. That is a large part of why the purple team is so far ahead in gold there. Between the dragons and the towers, they have a lot of global gold on their side. So they're definitely doing quite well. And, you know, there's also the kills and deaths, but even without that, it's not even just that. It is a large part of it would be the towers and the dragons there. Those things have such a huge effect on this game. So the purple team is pushing down mid. They're going to go ahead and try to take down this inhibitor. There is no tower to defend it, so I think they're going to get it for free. Not really much the blue team can do. You can do a little harass and everything, do some damage to Jarvan and everything, but I don't think they're going to be able to save it. Oh my, die. That wall, though, just went ahead and walled him in just right. Jarvan went in, but he's going down to Vayne. He does use his ulti. Katarina comes in with her ulti, but she's going to... Oh, the Zhonya's, but she's still going to go down to Vayne. She does go down. Now Vayne is going in on the Kayle and or Ezreal if she can. Nami lands her bubble, though, so no more going in for you, Vayne, for now. But she's still going in. Kennen is coming in. The Lulu just went down to the Kayle. And now the blue team really needs to back off because they are all really low. Ezreal just went ahead and took down the Kennen. And now it is just Vayne and Diana versus 3 members of the purple team. So they are indeed going to lose this inhib, I believe. Diana needs to go back really soon and just let Vayne try to do what she can to hold this inhib. But I don't think it's going to happen. I think she... Oh, wow. Wow. She was at 3/4 health and she just died instantly to that Kayle. Not even expect that one. Okay, so now it is just Diana versus the world. The purple team is coming back up. Now the blue team's coming back up. There is an Ezreal ulti trying to get some farm here. He does actually get quite a bit of farm there. He gets a decent amount. He's just trying to clear it out so this tower wouldn't go down. I think this tower is going to be fine. As the purple team is coming down, the minions are going to get here in just the right amount of time to go ahead and defend this tower. But it is definitely getting low, and this would be an excellent target for the blue team to go ahead and go in on. But for now, they are going to go ahead and give this blue buff to the Anivia, as there is nobody here from the enemy team. They are warding up around Baron. They still do not want the enemy to go ahead and take that, and that's really a good idea. An enemy with the Baron, that would pretty much definitely be GG. There would be no way for them to get out of that. As of right now, honestly, I think they could win a full-on engagement for teamfight if they don't end up overextending. Because if you notice in that last fight, they actually did really well. It was just they ended up getting out, and people ended up getting separated. Like the Lulu went way too far ahead there because the Vayne got bubbled and everything. As long as that sort of thing doesn't happen, I think they could probably win a full-on teamfight. It's just, they've got to be careful. They've got to save stuns for Katarina, and they've got to be ready to go ahead and take them down as fast as possible. Diana's going to go ahead and go back. The purple team is going to go ahead and go in on Baron. Blue team knows it because of this ward, as well as... Oh, no, this ward's gone. So yeah, they have only this ward, but they know what's happening. Lulu's coming up, but she's being zoned by the Kayle there. The rest of the purple team needs to come, but I think they're not going to... Actually, this Baron is not going down very fast. So in comes the Kennen. Took half his health there from the Kayle, but he did go ahead and use his Zhonya, so he's going to be alright. He does escape that. Oh, nope. The Kayle flashes and gets him. The blue team just got massively separated there, which is terrible news for them. The Anivia and the Lulu are going in on Jarvan, while Diana is being taken down by Kayle and Ezreal. The Vayne, I think, was able to take... Actually, no, Vayne was not able to take down anyone. She was being zoned by the Lulu there, I guess. I don't know. But now, Anivia is being attacked there. Her passive is popped. There is the Lulu ulti just the right time. Tried to save her, did not end up happening. So now it is Vayne versus everything again, and that is not good. They got separated there, and that was pretty much the end of that team fight. If they don't get separated, they can actually do fairly well. But they keep getting separated in these team fights, and they can't win when that happens. So Vayne did flash over that wall to go ahead and save herself. Really good idea. I'm not sure if it's going to work. She is going to be caught by these minions going into that bush, so Kayle knows exactly where she is. So Kayle is coming in, and yeah, she's going to go ahead and take down that Vayne instantly. There is the ace. Right around now, you could probably see the end of the game if they decide to end this, but the purple team is coming back. The blue team is coming back up, so I'm not sure. Kennen and Diana are both up, and Kayle is actually just trying to take them both down. She did end up taking down that Kennen, and yeah, there's really not much they could do about it. This is almost definitely GG. The Diana is really low there. The Anivia did catch that Kayle out of position, which is... the ulti comes off, and she's fine. There was a really good attempt there. She actually almost definitely could have got her. She does land the stun, and down goes the Kayle. So there we go. They did take down that Kayle, and that is a large part of the purple team's damage. Diana's going in, taking down Lulu. She is going in on Ezreal now as well. Ezreal's almost dead. He does go down to the Anivia. There is the wall from Anivia taking down Jarvan. He jumps over that wall. but I think he's going to escape this. Katarina is running away mid lane. I think she's going to be fine as well. Now the blue team says, let's go do a Desperation Baron. Somebody has to stay behind, though, and defend this base, or they will end up losing everything. So I have a feeling they're not even going to try to do the Desperation Baron. They don't have enough free members of their team to go ahead and do it. So for right now, they're just going to go ahead and defend their base. They don't really have a choice. They've got 3 inhibitors down. Oh, 2 inhibitors down now. Maybe 2 inhibitors down always. I thought this one was down, but apparently did not quite go down. So they've got 2 inhibitors down, 1 inhibitor exposed, and their nexus is exposed. Both towers are down as well, so they've got to defend their base. There's really nothing they can do. They have nothing to destroy minions outside of minions, and that pretty much requires them to stay and defend. It's possible that they could have had a couple members of their team go ahead and go to Baron, but they were not quite able to do it, and now Katarina's going to go ahead and clear out these wards. The blue team is massing and heading on over here. If they do end up engaging, they've got to be sure not to get split again. Lulu went ahead and just did some harass to Katarina there. The ward is picking up this Kayle, so she did get slowed there. The blue team is actually separated. If you notice, Diana is over there on the top lane, and the Jarvan jumped in. He did go ahead and ulti the bird, Anivia. And now there is a massive engagement here. Anivia does go down to Katarina. Now the Kennen just used his Zhonya's to try to escape this, but he's getting melt as well. Down goes the Katarina to Diana, actually. But Ezreal's pushing mid. Diana's trying to escape this. I think she'll get out of it. Ezreal's coming in to help them, though, so she might not, actually. Yeah, she is going to go down to this. Lulu came over to help, but Diana still goes down. Vayne is here, but I don't think she's going to be able to do anything versus this. So she does go down indeed, and now the only one left is Lulu. She flashes out, but it really doesn't matter because this is the end. And boom. Alright, so that's the end of this game. Let's go ahead and take a quick look at the items and CS here, and we shall see how everyone did. Kennen with 143 CS versus Kayle with 222. The Kayle is 15-5-10 versus 1-10-2. Terrible difference there, and that is definitely a large part of why this battle went the way it did. The Katarina is at 213 CS versus 304 for Anivia. She's 11-5-5 versus 5-7-7. The Anivia actually did fairly well this game, I noticed. The Katarina has Rabadon's Death Cap, Zhonya's Hourglass, Void Staff, Sorcerer's Shoes, the Homeguard Enchant, Hextech Revolver, and Negatron Cloak versus Rabadon's Death Cap, Rod of Ages, Seraph Embrace, Ionian Boots of Lucidity with the Homeguard Enchant, and Sight Ward. Ezreal has 245 CS to 179 for Vayne. That's a pretty big difference right there. He is 9-5-15 versus 6-7-6. He's got Iceborne Gauntlet, Last Whisper, Muramana, Spirit of the Elder Lizard, Bilgewater Cutlass, and Ionian Boots of Lucidity. This is definitely hardcore blue Ezreal. The Vayne has Blade of the Ruined King, Last Whisper, Berserker's Grease of the Homeguard Enchant, Pickaxe, Cloak of Agility, and a Doran's Blade. The Nami has 12 CS versus 13 to Lulu. Doesn't matter. Their supports 1-5-19 versus 2-6-11. They're not that far apart. The Nami has Runic Bulwark, Shirelia's Reverie, Ruby Sightstone, Ionian Boots of Lucidity, No Enchant, Kindle Gem, and a Sight Ward versus Lock of the Iron Solari, Ruby Sightstone, Boots of Mobility, the Homeguard Enchant, Cage's Lucky Pick, Philosopher's Stone, and a Sight Ward. So she actually just pretty much went pure GP10. The Jarvan has 149 CS versus 180 for Diana. He's at 1-3-22 versus 9-7-9. I think they're actually probably decently close in gold. Yeah, she's actually ahead in gold there. So he has Randuin's Omen, Aegis, or Runic Bulwark, Spirit of the Ancient Golem, Berserker's Grease, and a Vision Ward, so they actually have double Runic Bulwarks there. And the Diana has Leandry's Torment, Spirit of the Spectral Wraith, Twin Shadows, Neeson Large Rod, Sorcerer's Shoes with the Homeguard Enchant, and a Blasting Wand. So that is the end of this game. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I shall see you guys next time. Have a good night. Bye.